Welcome to my show, 5-Minute Flash Points with Tio Uncle VR. This is a show to get all my points in 5 minutes or less. With that said, let's go. Our subject today would be a review of New York Jets weekly news in a flash. All right, point number 5. Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb's opinion of the way the Jets handled the Zach Wilson situation last year said that it could have been better. Cobb was a guest on the Barstool podcast Bussin' with the Boys, and he was asked if the drama was real inside the building, as it seemed like to us fans on the outside. What he said was he thought that the media portrayed it with more dramatically than it actually was. Cobb continued that it was a lot of politics, a lot of stuff in the media, and it was like, come on, man, like, what are you doing here? A lot of the meeting with the media, feeding them stuff in regards to all these comments. All I have to say is that there's been a history of New York Jets administration being too transparent with the media. In other words, stop texting Joe Beningo. Enough said. On to point number 4, Marcus Maye. Marcus Maye was a former member of the Jets and the Saints. He signed a deal with the Dolphins on Monday, according to multiple reports, according to NFL insider Jordan Schultz. He said that Maye had multiple teams interested in his services, but felt the Dolphins were a Super Bowl contender, and it is said that he loves their roster. Now, Maye is 31 years old, and he was cut by the Saints. He was selected by the Jets in the second round of the 2017 NFL Draft and spent his first 5 seasons in the league with the New York Jets. During a time where we're still determining if we need depth in the defensive backfield, it would have been a nice story if we could have signed him. I guess we'll never know. Marcus Maye, good luck with the Dolphins. You chose wrong. They are definitely not a Super Bowl contender. On to point number 3. Shawn Jefferson, our wide receivers coach. Shawn Jefferson was fortunate to catch passes from 3 Super Bowl quarterbacks, Stan Humphries, Drew Bledsoe, and Chris Chandler, during his 13-year NFL career. Now, he is trying to convey a sense of urgency to the wide receivers in the wide receiver room in Jets training camp. Jefferson said, hey, you can play in this league for 10 to 12 years and not play with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. Let's take advantage of him while he's here. This quarterback can literally make your career. Hopefully, this is the type of talk that affects Garrett Wilson. No receiver in NFL history has received more targets over the first 2 seasons of a career than him, which was 315 targets. This was with 7 different quarterbacks throwing to him during that period of time. On to point number 2, Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick was a no-show for New York Jets' mandatory mini-camp workouts. This is after skipping optional OTA workouts. The defensive end was one of 2 unexcused absences from this week's mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, and Robert Saleh said that he spoke to Reddick over the weekend for the first time since the trade and said he wasn't worried about Reddick's holdout continuing into training camp, though the two didn't discuss that or his contractual status. So, Robert, what did you talk about? The weather? Summer vacation plans? I don't know what we're doing here. Robert Saleh continued, I understand that everything is happening, but at the same time that I know when it comes to playing football, he's going to be ready to play football. Let's hope so. Jets fans have expectations. And finally, Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh. Jets coach Robert Saleh walked behind a microphone on Monday just before 11 a.m. and announced that Rodgers would be skipping the team's mandatory minicamp. Saleh went on to say that the absence was unexcused and Rodgers was subject to fines under the league's collective bargaining agreement. Now, the Jets can dock him around $50,000 if they choose to, but seriously, do you really want to anger arguably the best thing that's happened to the New York Jets at the QB position in a very long time? My opinion is that Aaron Rodgers has earned the respect of choice. as a 40-year-old veteran, and his decisions will not affect the culture of the team in any way. As Aaron Rodgers was quoted saying, "Once the season starts, it's all about football." And once Aaron Iverson quoted, "We talking about practice." Please like and subscribe. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, please feel free to tip us. The QR code is in the top right on my YouTube page. It's in the description at Teo_Uncle_VR. All right. This concludes my time. And as I sign off, have a great day. And always remember, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world that he didn't exist. And just like that, he's gone.